Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to my continuation of my 2023 skincare routine. Today's video is going to be the hyperpigmentation routine. A lot of you asked to see this, and let me just tell you something before we go any further in today's video. I fully understand why you all requested this video. I can tell you firsthand, as somebody who has dry, acne-prone, and sensitive skin, out of everything, hyperpigmentation is the hardest to treat. If anybody tells you it is easy to treat with just this one simple product, they are lying to you. It is hard. The exception being if you're able to get to your hyperpigmentation before it becomes a long-term issue, then it's a little bit easier. But if we are talking about those kind of spots that linger for years and years, those are difficult, very difficult. Now, as somebody with my skin type who also uses adapalene, I do have to be kind of cautious with treating hyperpigmentation. It is important for me to not go overboard with the AHAs. So the routine I'm going to be showing you is actually pretty gentle. So I think what I'm going to do before I go further in my own personal routine is to share with you some other options. So of course in my skincare routine, I showed you my AM skincare routine already. I have had a lot of people ask me if the Bubble Daydream Serum is a good replacement for other L-ascorbic acid serums. So let me make sure to say, I really like the Bubble Daydream Serum because I feel that it helps me with my acne. If you can use L-ascorbic acid, I do think that this is where the research is. I think this is a very studied ingredient in terms of hyperpigmentation specifically. I will tell you, I don't personally think you need to go with SkinCeuticals. For me, the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow did the same thing. I will tell you that when it is true for me, and I will also confess to you when a product does actually live up to its price point. But for what it's worth, everyone has a different experience with skincare, and some people do swear by the SkinCeuticals brand. As for PM routines, I would absolutely say if you are able to use AHA products, they are, again, targeted treatments for hyperpigmentation. This Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Peel was a favorite for so long. I would still say I like it. I just have to be a lot more cautious with this these days, so I don't use it anywhere near as much as I used to, although I did actually use this recently. And then finally, there's one more thing, and I almost hate to say this, I really do, and that is microneedling as an option. Wait, let me back it up. Microneedling in a clinical setting is the best option here. I know that that is something that a lot of people cannot afford. Listen, let me just be honest with you. I can't afford that either. I know some people use a derma roller, but it is very hard for me to tell you that that's a good option with knowing that you take a risk every time you repeat usage of a derma roller. And that's why I did work with Qure in the past on their Micro-Infusion system. I love this. I do not use this as often as recommended. I still have my original little set that they sent me. I use it only when I'm coming to the end of a really bad breakout to prevent that breakout from leaving behind hyperpigmentation. But I've said it before, and I will say it again, I do feel that microneedling is truly one of the best treatments for hyperpigmentation. So I will go ahead and link you that video if you're interested in seeing more about that. I feel like I also want to throw azelaic acid into this video as another option. I wasn't originally going to, just because it will be in my final routine, the acne prevention routine. For now, I want to say this is often considered an ingredient that is helpful for hyperpigmentation, but it is important to keep in mind that the research into that attribute is using that higher percentage of azelaic acid that you can't get over the counter. So for me personally, I do tend to see azelaic acid as an acne fighting ingredient first. That said, if you're looking for acne fighting and perhaps some hyperpigmentation benefits, then azelaic acid is a fantastic option. As for this routine, it's going to be, again, overall gentle. I did already do this, again, a couple days ago, so I'm ready to do my much more kind of gentle, slow and steady treatment approach to, in this case, really preventing hyperpigmentation. So obviously, I do have to remove some makeup before I can get into the routine itself. I'm going to go ahead and use this Numbuzin, wait, we just had this chat. Numbuzin. Number 1, Easy Peasy Cleansing Oil. I need to be using this more than I have been, as that's the brand I'm trying this month. My issue with this is that it's kind of a runny oil, but it also somehow feels really heavy on my skin. I don't know how they accomplished it, but I don't love that. I like heavy and thick cleansing oils because then they stay in place so you can really, get your eye makeup off. And I do like a nice light cleansing oil for just removing something like sunscreen, but this is such a strange in-between. Anyway, this is not one of my favorites yet. We'll see if I can figure out how to make it work better for me. But hey, I do actually have a video about my favorite makeup removers if any of you are interested in that. Okay, I'm gonna get this done over here and I will be right back. We're gonna double cleanse with an old favorite, this Alpen Creamy Bubbling Cleanser. This is the step where I'm using AHA ingredients, and only in this step. I said quite a few years ago now that when actives are in a cleanser, they tend to be more gentle for your skin overall. And so I decided, why not take my own advice when it comes to AHAs and cleansers? And this works out great for me. Again, this is definitely a more of a slow and steady approach to hyperpigmentation, but I do like it. I like it. I like this product. It has some AHA ingredients, it has enzymes, and it's creamy. It's kind of wonderful for dry skin. But again, Alpen Beauty. Alpen is a really underrated brand for just enjoyable textures, enjoyable products. And they're incredibly good at sustainability. They get it right in terms of not just the glass packaging, but the contents of the product itself. It's all locally harvested. All right, we are back. I really feel like my hair looks like a Barbie doll, and I don't say that in a good way. I definitely had Barbie dolls in the 90s that had hair that looked like this. Anyway, we are moving on to the routine, and I'm going to move on to my favorite toner. Or at least one of them. I don't know why this is, but for me, SK2 is an incredible product for evening out my skin tone, reducing breakouts, and fighting hyperpigmentation? How? It doesn't have any actives. We've talked more about this on this channel, so I won't go off about that here, but you know what? Maybe what it is this is my expensive holy grail. I said earlier in the video, SkinCeuticals doesn't do it for me, but maybe it all evens out. Anyway, I put my SK2 in a spray bottle. That is how I like to use it. I will say I've noticed that SK2 is available on Stylevana for a pretty good deal, so that is likely where I'll stock up on it. Oh, and I also wanted to say, as far as using a spray bottle for your toners, in general, you'll find that this is a pretty decent alternative if you don't like pouring them onto a cotton round, but do make sure you check the ingredients. You can write the company and make sure it's safe to put into a spray bottle. The biggest drawback would be some of the more acidic toners. You wouldn't want to have those around your eye area, so that's why it wouldn't be advised to put them in a spray bottle. But for me, this system works, and I feel like I'm wasting less SK2. My skin is feeling a little dry tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and follow with the Blythe Vital Treatment 5 Energy Roots right here. I actually really like this. This is a great product for hydration, kind of more of a thicker essence. I'm just kind of feeling like I'd like a little more hydration in my routine tonight. If anyone is watching this and we have a similar skin type in that you understand my dry skin and my breakout situation, I really want to make sure to stress that it is very important to make sure your skin is hydrated enough. That can help to prevent any breakouts from leaving behind spots. And now we are moving on to one of my all-time favorite products, the Dungenbi Red Ginseng Daily Defense Essence EX. I do not know what EX stands for. Do any of you? Somebody asked me that recently. I don't know. I do see it in a lot of Korean beauty products though. This is a product that is just such a masterpiece in terms of ginseng products. And if any of you are watching this and you are fellow skincare nerds, ginseng has so much promise for skin. And what I really like is there's an entire journal dedicated to ginseng research, the Journal of Ginseng Research, it is called. And it's actually open access, which is incredible. You can read any of those articles and you can see all of the benefits that ginseng has. The catch being that most of the activity you see researched in terms of ginseng is the ginsenosides, and it's kind of hard to standardize that in a ginseng essence. I've always thought I liked those products, but I discovered some emerging research from being a skincare nerd and looking at that journal I just suggested to you. There's some new research coming out that says ginseng might actually be a great ingredient to help fight acne. Please tell me more. It's a great ingredient for anti-aging, hyperpigmentation, and anti-acne. That is music to my ears. Can't wait to see more research into that. And everything else in this routine is ginseng, but from different brands. So we're gonna go ahead and use the I'm From Ginseng Eye Cream next. I picked this as one of my gifted products from Yesstyle. It's a light yellow, medium weight eye cream. I actually quite like it. I do tend to like products from I'm From. I think that their entire ginseng line was kind of, it never got the attention of some of their others. But I will say I'm really liking it so far. It's very cosmetically elegant. I do like ginseng. It's not as concentrated in ginseng as the Dunginbi brand, but I still think it's nice. It's a nice, pretty easily accessible brand. So I'm coming to the end of this routine, and I've got to say, I'm really not worried about these leaving lingering spots, because again, a lot of the most important part of preventing hyperpigmentation is simply a good skincare routine. Simply making sure that you have your humectants, that you are applying moisturizer, that you are allowing your skin to heal. It's when you don't take care of your skin that the hyperpigmentation will linger. And so I am admittedly having a little bit of a problem with my nose, which I kind of neglected for a few days. So what I'm gonna do is use the Medicube Deep Vita C Patch. They sent these over in PR, and I will say I'm liking them, because what you have going on with this is your vitamin C, your hyperpigmentation fighting ingredient, in the format of a microneedling dissolvable patch, which is a really good way around having to use a microneedling tool, be it a derma roller or what have you. The only thing is, I do feel you have to be pretty consistent with these. I think that, using one patch won't help. But honestly, is that a surprise? I mean, consistency is key. Consistency is key with skincare. This is essentially a form of microneedling, and so you do have to be consistent with it. But it is overall nice ingredients. You have your hyaluronic acid for your humectant, niacinamide, which is a great evening ingredient, glutathione, which we don't see too often. Glutathione may have a lot of potential, but I would say that more research is needed. And then, of course, ascorbic acid. I'm not sure at what percentage, but again, this being a microneedling system, you may be able to use less of it. Anyway, let me know if any of you have tried this product or a similar patch for a longer period of time. Because what I will tell you is that a lot of why microneedling works so well is simply because of the way in which it works. The fact that you are kind of pushing needles, whether they're dissolvable or not, into your skin. The very act of which stimulates repair in your skin. All right, my friends, we are on the last step, and it is the Numbuzzin No. 4 Ginseng Cream. Full Nutrient Firming Cream, as it is called. I'm so predictable with all these ginseng products. What I will say about this one is it too doesn't have any of your added ginsenosides, but here's the thing. By the time I get to the moisturizer step, I mean, you saw me use the expensive SK2, you saw me use my, almost dropped it, Dunginbi serum. That was the flinch of somebody almost dropping an expensive skincare product. Who can relate? By the time I get to the moisturizer step, what I care the most about is the texture. I want a product that is going to be quite occlusive and lock in everything I applied. This is actually why I really do like a lot of much more affordable moisturizers. I don't feel the need to overspend on this step personally. And y'all, I gotta say, I am really, really pleased with this moisturizer. It's kind of heavy actually. It might be too much for daytime use in the summertime, but ooh, for dry skin, this is a shockingly heavy moisturizer, especially for K-beauty. If you also have a dry skin type like myself, you might want to check this out. This and the No. 2 cream. The No. 2 is even thicker. You know, in terms of all the truth about skincare, when it comes to moisturizer, the most important part of it is finding the right consistency, the right level of occlusion for your skin type. And in case anyone was wondering, I'm just kind of skipping my nose. I'm just kind of working around it. I guess you could do moisturizer and then wipe it off but this just kind of is easier for me. I figure it's another one of those skincare things where it's do whatever works best for you. That's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found today's video helpful, and I will see you all next time.